What's so special about Hero Bread's soft, fluffy, and delicious breads, buns, and tortillas? These ultra-low net-carb baked goods contain zero sugar, fewer calories, and more protein than the leading brands, and are high in fiber to support gut health. Shop now at Hero.co.
What up, y'all? It's your girl Shan from She Gets It Podcast. This is episode 43, season 7. What's real anyway? I am talking mama's boys versus daddy's girls, okay? Which one is worse? I know of some mama's boys and I know of a few daddy's girls. And I will say long-term wise, they're like neck and neck. Like, you don't want to deal with someone in a relationship that's a mama's boy. Trust me. And you don't want to deal with somebody in a relationship that's a mama's girl. A daddy's girl that doesn't want to understand and take some sort of responsibility for their actions, because it gets super frustrating. And that's what I want to talk about. Okay. So, in my opinion, I would say mama's boys are worse, in my opinion, but we're not asking my opinion realistically. I just want to go over the cons of mama's boys versus daddy's girls. Mama's boys, they take no accountability for nothing. They want the mommy woman. They want the woman that could probably be a great mother because she's very motherly. They want care and comfort from the person they're with all the time, despite what they do. Bad, horrible, disrespectful. They want care and comfort all the time. They want unconditional love despite disrespect, okay? They want you to wash, clean, make them comfortable, make them at home, be their housemaker, cook for them. They want you to love on them. Sometimes they may want to show you off to other people. Sometimes they don't. That's what they use their other women for. They want you to hug on them when they're wrong. They they want you to do what they won't do for themselves. When I say that, meaning if you know they were supposed to do X, Y, and Z and they didn't do it, instead of you confront them and say, hey, this is your responsibility to do X, Y, and Z. They want a woman that will go ahead and do it even when they don't do it and not say shit. They don't want no type of responsibility or accountability to be put in front of them and said, hey, you fell short here. You need to improve. They just want you to look over it. Why? Because you're supposed to love them. Mama's boys, definitely, they need to pick me up, okay? Instead of telling them where they're wrong, they want somebody to pick up where they fall short all the time, and they don't want anybody to mention that they fell short. They want their moms to fight their battles. They want their women to fight their battles. Often you might find someone you previously dealt with that has a new girlfriend, and the new girlfriend is doing more for them than they're doing for themselves, or the girlfriend is extending herself so far with his family and he's not even trying, or the girlfriend is doing more for the child that is his, that she has no biological ties to, than he is doing. That is a mama's boy. A mama's boy was never taught how to respect and be a man for a woman, because his mom possibly treated him like an equal or like a boyfriend. Meaning the way that she catered to him was very girlfriend-like. The way that she rewarded him with gifts that he did not deserve was not parent-like. It was very like, ooh, I want my boo to have this, so I bought it for him. Even though he had straight F's, I bought it for him. That shit. Even though he stole somebody's car and went joyriding last week and he cut school, I'm going to buy him some new J's. That. And women who are raising sons as a single mother. I'm not telling you that you're horrible for being a single mother and raising a son. I'm not saying that because things happen. I'm saying that you have to make sure that your son is well balanced to go ahead and in the future be a head of household for a woman and children. Because a lot of women are out here raising their sons to grow into men who are looking for women to take care of them. And if you feel like, oh, there's never going to be no woman good enough for my son, then are you going to stick around his whole life to take care of him? Because there's a lot of women out here that are not being taught or raised to make sure she takes care of a man and covers what a man needs to do in a household, and also submits to a man who's not pulling his weight. Because personally, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not teaching my daughters to be taking care of no man that should be able to stand up and take care of himself responsibly, to be head of household in the right way. And my daughters are not submitting to no boyfriend. My daughters are not calling girls' phones back and chasing men around in the streets and in neighborhoods. My daughters are not going to be raised to be calling a man's mother's house to check on his whereabouts. Those are not the women that I am raising. Therefore, you need to make sure that you're raising a better man. You need to make sure that your sons know you shouldn't have to tell them to do certain things in a household, that they should go ahead and do it. You should be teaching your sons how to speak to people with respect. Period. And that's all I have to say about mama's boys. They lack a lot of accountability because a lot of women, their mothers, their grandmothers, and their aunties enable them to. And then they grow up to be adults in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s, and they don't know how to take someone critiquing them or telling them they could do better, and they're falling short. You're creating a problem. You're creating a monster. And that's all I have to say about mama's boys. All right, let's get to these daddy's girls, because y'all problem too. Ooh, these goddamn daddy girls. I got 2 daddy girls. I used to be a daddy girl at one time until I saw my father for who he was, and he didn't want to be better, and I mentally, emotionally, and physically made him deceased in my mind at 15. And when he physically passed on, I was 18. I remember the morning like it was yesterday. I was driving to class. I was in college, and my aunt told me, and I was like, okay. Like, it was nothing. It was nothing because the time that he had here, he didn't do the work he needed to do to make our relationship better. Therefore, I had to make him deceased in my mind. So, for those of you out here, women, who are daddy's girls, where your daddy gave you everything, they told you you deserve all the best things, and you should have nothing less than nice. You can do no wrong. You lived in a fairy tale of gimme, 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 gimme. And now when you see men outside that are not your dad, you're looking at them like, gimme, 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 gimme. Because my daddy said this, and my dad told me I deserve this, right? Sometimes y'all daddies be lying, okay? They think every man should be giving to them no matter what they do, how they say things, how they act, how they carry themselves. They just feel like they're ultimately deserving just because they are who they are. That doesn't work for everybody. I don't think like that. I'm a princess. My daddy says I'm a princess. I should be treated like this. Okay, well, maybe your daddy's going to treat you like that princess for the rest of your life. But when you go out into the real world, you're going to have to be an actual great person. You're going to have to treat other people with respect. You're going to have to carry yourself like a lady if you want to be treated like a lady. You're going to have some fucking manners about yourself. Okay? If you love me, you do whatever you need to do to please me. That mentality right there stems from a daddy's girl. Okay? Not every male you come across is going to treat you how you deserve to be treated. Okay? But all women have the choice to pursue or keep pursuing men that don't treat them how they feel like they should be treated. But what you're not going to do is exploit a man that wants your attention and him go ahead and give into it. And then that relationship or whatever the fuck that was ends and you think the next man is supposed to do what he did. No, not every man is a chump. Okay? Not every man is easily scammed. Not every man is out here buying a bitch to build a bitch. That is not what's happening out here. Men are up and hip to the shit. They see straight through it. Most women today, their hair ain't real. Their lashes ain't real. Their eyebrows ain't real. The lips ain't real. The face has been changed 3 or 4 times. She don't even know who she is in the mirror anymore. The breast ain't real. The stomach ain't real. The belly button's kind of shifted. The ass ain't real. They done did shit to the vagina to make it tighter when they knew they would have been out here in the street giving everybody a pump. It's just a lot of fakery going on with these women asking for a real man. It's just a lot of fakery going on with these women demanding the things that they're demanding. Okay? You should be happy that I'm even here mentality. No. Only chumps are satisfied with a woman looking pretty, looking like she's something that she's not, and making him look good because she looks good. If that's all you're having to offer, guess what? There's about 10 more bitches on a train that's getting a doctor to make it tighter than yours, look better than yours, and they coming. They coming to wherever you feel like your man is at. And if he sees it and he feels like that's all you have to offer, it ain't nothing to replace you. The key is to be irreplaceable, not replaceable. And a lot of these females are working against themselves and making themselves replaceable. Because if it's down to what a woman looks like, what a woman does sexually, and what a woman can say or not say, it's a next bitch down the street that wants to shut up just in case, just as long as he buys her his things. It's the next chick down the street that doesn't want to pay and live her adult full life independently and wants a man to give her everything. She just has to do whatever he asks. It's always the next one. That's why women have to be taught to also be ladies, but also what does it take to be a lady professionally? What does it take to be a lady in a room of men? What does it take to be a lady in a room of other women and not feel ego and pride that you can't make a mistake and be honest about your mistake and apologize like a grown-up? A lot of these daddy's girls do not like apologizing. A lot of these daddy girls lack a lot of accountability, okay? The pick me women, okay? The make me pretty. The don't make me work. I'm not supposed to work. Look at me. I'm not supposed to work. Girl, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Your daddy's not here. Daddy can't always be go-to. Daddy can't always fix it. I thought the whole point in raising children is to make them to be able to adapt. I thought the whole point of raising children was to make sure that they can hold their own in the world, no matter if somebody is there to give it to them or help them or just buy it for them. Make your children self-sufficient. Don't hurt my feelings. My daddy said you can't hurt my feelings. No, sometimes in life, The best results come from your feelings being fucking hurt. Sometimes in life, you need to get your feelings hurt so you can move on to the next level. The level is going up. You can't spend your whole life trying to please a woman that can't be pleased with herself. You can't spend your whole life trying to look like this imaginary bitch that society says you should look like. That is not your job. That is not your purpose. That is not what you're sent on earth to do. You can't walk around here with a pretty face, quote unquote, nice hair, quote unquote, nice body, and think life is going to give you everything you deserve. That's not real. And maybe it's social media that's fogging that purpose for you. Maybe it's the guys that are willing to give into your bullshit that's making that foggy and not clear for you. But the reality is, good people stick around for other good people. Genuine people want to be around genuine people. So when you can't be human and you can't lay your flaws on the table along with your pros, when you're hiding your cons between the fucking cake face makeup and the concealer, and you don't want anybody to really see you. You don't want nobody to see what your real hair looks like. You don't want nobody to see you without lashes. You don't want nobody to know that you really got a fupa and your stomach is not that flat. You just have somebody that really does great edits on your photos. That's a lot of shit. When all you need to do is just be yourself and be real with people. People spend so much time trying to make a certain amount of money so they could look like somebody else. If I'm going to spend a lot of time making a lot of money and a lot of effort making sure I do something the right way, you best believe when I come out, I want to look like Chantal. I'm not trying to look like anybody else. I'm not trying to look like no bumblebee butts. I'm not trying to look like the queen ant. That is not the body type I'm trying to get. Okay? I've never worked out to lose weight or get in a certain pair of jeans or a skirt. I've only worked out to let myself feel my body a certain way. I've only worked out so when I wrap my hands around myself, my hands can touch. Like, every time I've improved myself, it has been for myself. Now that I am a mother, my improvements have to include so I can be there for my kids. So I could be healthier to provide for my kids. So I could be smarter to provide for my kids. Okay? But when it comes to my body and my looks as a woman, a man doesn't make me. My dad has no control over who I wanted to become. Your parents are a guide. So whether it's your mother poisoning the reality of what your life will be or your father poisoning the reality of what your life will be, both of them need to let go because they're not helping you. They're enabling you to be by yourself because nobody wants to put up with your shit as an adult, and they're making it so you're going to end up with a very surface level way of living, and you're going to feel empty inside unless you check yourself. So whether you're a mama's boy or a daddy's girl, you can be those things, but they have to switch because we all get to an age where we have to take care of our parents one day. We all get to an age where we're going to have to balance that out, where realistically there's not going to be every woman that you date that's going to make you a happy home. There's not going to be every woman that you date that's going to be marriage material. There's not going to be every woman that you date that are going to be great qualifiers of being your child's parent. There's going to be men that you date that's not going to be able to afford your Balenciaga bag and your ugly ass Dolce & Gabbana sneakers that look like Dr. Scholl's. There's just Every man and woman is not going to measure up to what your dad expectations is for you and what your mom expectations is for you. But you don't have to treat people that don't measure up to what you need like shit. You can be a great person and have your standards and keep that shit to yourself. But today people are very vain and, they can't see past that. They want what they want, okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't think either side is better than the other, and I don't think either side is worse. I just think they're equally contradicting and enabling to children that turn into teenagers, that turn into young adults, that turn into full adults. Get out of that mindset. Daddy can't be your savior and mommy can't be your savior, okay? Start treating women with respect. Women, make sure you're raising your sons to be able to wash their own clothes if they needed to cook for themselves if they needed to clean their homes properly if they needed to. Teach your sons how to clean a bathroom properly, especially around that goddamn toilet. Men, teach your daughters how to change a tire. Teach your daughters how they should be courted on a date. Take your daughters out on a date and show them what's expected of the man that they should choose. Talk to women in a way that you would like men to talk to your daughters so they see that example. Like, there's so many ways to flip the daddy's girl and the mama's boy thing to be a good thing that people are so stuck on just throwing shit at kids that they don't see how they can flip it to make it work. You can make it work, so make it work. Okay? Because one thing about me, I'm going to be calling out things to the casket drop. And the casket ain't even going to drop because I'm not having no funeral. But that's not the topic for today. But I'm out. I'm done. I said enough. If you don't know, rewind this and listen to it one more time. Peace.